Welcome to this new presentation, new work from one of our coaches, Vít from the Czech Republic. You are introducing your MCC Legacy project, which is a result from your level 3 journey, which is always an amazing journey for coaches. So I leave you all the space, and we're looking forward to hear what you have to share with us today.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. I was trying to prepare the presentation for you to share with you a little bit of journey towards the place where I am, and I'm still on the way. And as you all know, we are all the time on the journey. But it's the study of this level 3 certification program became actually game changer in my coaching practice. So I would like to share with you what is my MCC legacy view. So I will start with the presenting. So what was my coaching evolution? Before I will share with you quickly with this one slide. It's this journey to the place where you are is rarely linear. It's usually going through some spirals, growth, and deepening, learning, and then unlearning as well. And I was going through a few different roles till now where I am. So I will start with the first position where I first time met the word coaching, and it was inside sales coach, and I was working as a team leader in telco, leading the team, and this was actually also the first meeting with the word coaching, and I just discovered that there is the opportunity to lead people different way than through telling them what they should do. So it was kind of very, very basic meeting with the word coaching. And it was in 2000, actually, in year 2000. Then I moved to more senior managerial role where I was like between 2000 and 2010, where I have been learning how to lead, guide, empower teams and people. And this was the time when I realized I'm not the manager who is leading team through spreadsheets and PowerPoint presentations and numbers, but I'm working. My own strong point was to relate with the people. So I was more people manager than spreadsheet manager. Then I was thinking about change of my career, and after 3 years, I kind of reinvented for me this word coaching, and I started to study in 2009 my first coaching formal training, where I have embraced the beginner's mind and basic understanding what is really coaching. And since this moment, I started to coach my clients, and it was the time when I left my career position, my career in corporate world, I mean. Then I became a professional coach, and I have achieved PCC certification in February 2014. And I was still training and studying something. I had some mentoring, but also after some time, I start to share this knowledge with other people like managers, but also future coaches. So I'm also mentoring coaches and training coaches. And where I am now, I'm kind of MCC applicant, still on the way. And I think this will last till the end of my life, where I will not consider myself, I'm ready, I'm master coach, 100%, I can't be better. This is not my view of the professionalism. I still believe there is still way and always be way to learn something new. So this was my evolution to the place where I am at the moment. But then one moment came, I realized that maybe it's time. It was more feeling or intuition then maybe it's time to do something also about moving forward in my coaching practice. And honestly, I was expecting this will be pretty easy. I will learn something, but then I will get these three letters, MCC, and this will not be a big challenge. I was wrong. This is what I can tell you. I was actually discovering for myself totally different level of coaching, much deeper level of coaching. And I realized it's actually uh, not just learning something, but really it's about transformation. And this quote from Lao Tzu actually is telling us that mastery arrives when we stop seeking it and we start embodying it, to living it. So this is the moment where I realized, okay, there is much more than I was expecting and than I was thinking what coaching can provide to the world. Um, to make it easier to do kind of distinguish between the time between the training level 3 program and after, um, it's more about that simplicity over complexity and partnering rather than direction. But I realized it during the program. So before MCC found the MCC program, I built the foundations. Even if it was like 15 years, the tools I relied on and I was using them with my clients were kind of grow and models like Arrow and frameworks and tools. I started to leave them on by my way, but still I was using some methodologies and NLP and systemic constellations and processes and so on and so on, which are other modalities as well. And but still, there was some helper and fixer in me. So I was helping client to find the solutions rather than really coaching. But I was not aware that there are these layers of the coaching. So it was mostly transactional level of the coaching, and if there was some transformation, it was by accident, I can say. After MCC program, we are talking about mastery. It's completely different level. So it's not about tools. It's about shift. Uh, that, for example, mm, I started to understand much more ICF core competencies. Um, that there is the deep wisdom behind them. That pure coaching is something else than I was expecting before, than I was using before, and it's grounded as you see on the screen in connection and presence and simplicity rather than uh, complexity. And it's much more about trust. And I did not understand the trust as much as I understand it now, because the trust is has much deeper meaning than I was thinking before MCC program. And now I consider it as a basic stuff, and not basic, but I mean essential, essential. And the simplicity. I'm still fighting with this. I'm still working on it. But still, there is the way, there is this still opportunity to be more simple in my this is what I aim for. And the word partnering is covers everything above. So now it's about readiness for transformation, transformational level of coaching. It's much less about fixing the problem. This is the focus of the client. My focus is the client perspective, client identity, client values, beliefs, and so on and so on. And this is much deeper approach than just fixing the problem. So I can say honestly that this program was break-even point in my coaching career. Um, Now, to present and put together the model which would really express the legacy of my MCC coaching, I use I use the metaphor of dance. And why I see so many commonalities? Because we move together in a partnership in a dance, not hierarchy. By the way, I dance Argentinian tango, and it's different than other dances. This is really partnership. Even one is called leader and proposing the moves, but then follower express what she feels, what she understands, and then the leader has to adapt. And I see so many commonalities of Argentinian tango and coaching. So we are partners. We are dancing partners. There is no hierarchy in a dance, and we have to adapt and respond each other to still create and keep to be a couple in unique tempo of the couple, not just one person of the couple. Then every moment creates own spontaneous movement. You can't predict actually what happens next in the dance which I'm practicing. Same with the coaching. Trust and flow is about respect and constant connection of the couple. You have to be all the time present. If you think about something else for a moment, or you see somebody entering the room in close to the dance floor, you disconnect because you're not fully concentrated and connected to your partner. So presence is the key. And missteps and stumbles are part of the beauty. Nobody is perfect. It's just human to make mistakes, but it's important just to come back together and recreate a couple. And the last but not least, ethics is invisible yet essential to every dance. And without ethics, there is no couple, there is no dance, there is no integrity, and there is no grace. So the congruency, integrity is the key for very good quality, deep dancing and coaching. On this picture, this slide actually represents the dance model I'm introducing today. This is actually me and my wife. And it's a framework what I'm going to present of the what I see as my MCC legacy. There are actually 5 points: deep presence, awareness, multi-layer consciousness, I mean, noticing everything, and co-creation, and finally evoking a sense. I will go through them individually on other slides, so I will not stop on this slide to save time. The deep presence is a foundation of transformational coaching, as you see on the screen. It's not technique. It's not technique. It's state of being. To be present, it's a really state of being. It's not kind of technique how to be present, how to meditate. No. What is important about presence is that we have to embody calm, openness, and readiness to anything which appears in front of us, and I mean from the client side. We have to hold attention without doing anything, without adding anything, and without rushing, especially without rushing. And maybe you also experience that sometimes clients are rushing because they are used to rush. So it's about awareness. Deep presence is also about deep listening. It's not just listening by our auditive sensory system. It's also feeling the client and hearing beyond the words. What is the meaning? What is the emotion? What is the value behind this? What we hear? And also the silence. It's the sacred space for our partner, for our thinking partner, which is client, where new awareness emerge. So important. The second from the dance model is awareness. It's kind of multidimensional awareness. It's not just to be aware about what client says. It's more about my self-awareness as a coach. I have to be really conscious about my reaction biases, what's happening, was it triggering my own emotions and thinking to be a very good coach for my client. As I said, it's about listening what's beyond the words. It's tuning into tone, energy, language, maybe metaphors, what is spoken, what is unspoken, what lives beneath the surface. And maybe you also experience that the first thing or what client says as a first thing is usually just a symptom. It's not a core of what he needs to solve or look at. And then ethical boundaries here are also super important to be very clear about roles, limits, integrity, to be aware about everything which is happening in the frame of ethics. And the boundaries create safe space for the client. So it's the second letter from the dance, awareness. The third one is noticing everything. And this is the practice of attending not just content, but also context, full context, patterns, nuances, signals, to see the whole system, whole picture, what is explicit, implicit, and so on and so on. So it's not about being focused on one thing which sounds interesting to us. It's observing and accepting whole client with everything, what he wants, what he does not want, what he said, what he did not say, what he did not says. So what is covered, what is explicitly said, but what is also implicitly not said, but you can understand it from the signals, what is subtle, what is energetic, what is systematic. This is all about full picture of the client. Then it's important to bring the consciousness in what emerges, to be present, to be with the client where he or she is in this moment, not where he was when he entered the room, but where he or she is now in this moment, because the situation and the conversation is evolving. And then the third point, it's about shifts of contradiction, signals, silence, everything. We can catch the micro movements, micro signals, micro face expressions, for example, tensions, and everything which lies between the words. So noticing is a discipline. It's very important discipline to notice everything. Fourth letter is C, co-creation, and it's heart of partnership. It's heart of partnership. We co-create. And first is humility. The smart person in the room is not us, it's a client. I don't have solutions. I don't have answer for my client. This is him or her who brings the wisdom into the room. Then trust, super important, which creates the safe space for the client. And then finally, the space. We have to hold the space, safe space, comfortable space for the client to work on and to think deep. And I don't mean comfortable, like pleasing clients. I mean safe space, safe environment for the client. So this is the from the dance C letter. And the last one is evoking presence. Um, it's about things which are beyond the story, beyond initial story. It's about narratives. It's about if we are fully connected, we can invite client into discovering what's beyond what he says, what he means, what is behind the story, and to understand himself or herself better and deeper, to get new perspectives. Evoking um, essence becomes reality when we work more on identity level. It's not about what are you going to do from the fifth minute of the session. It's about who you are, who is in front of me, um, what limits you, what you trust in, what is your experience. Sometimes clients also share what is in the way in what I want, in the way to what I want. So it's much more about identity level and the perspective of the client. And I'm talking about MCC coaching. And the third point is simplicity and silence. And this was one of the biggest learning during the program for me as well. The simplicity, how this is important. Because more or less simple we are, it's more about the coach. Simpler we are, there is more space for the client, more space for ideas, more space for creation, more space for imagination and deep thinking. So we should not be in the way of thinking. Simplicity is the key. So this is the dense model in a nutshell here. Deep presence awareness, noticing everything and co-creation, and evoking essence. This is the framework of the 5 principles, which I believe are the MCC level coaching. And yeah, this will lead us to elegant flow and co-creation of the dance actually with the client. So this is another picture of me and another my dancing partner. We are exchanging while we are dancing Argentinian tango as we have different clients during the day. So we have to connect with different energies, different stories, different clients. So it's the same as well in a tango. So in my MCC coaching, I create space when vulnerability becomes strength, and it's super important. Vulnerability is actually the place for creation, for innovation, for different perspectives. And it's super important condition for any people development. Then dancing in a flow is something which creates for the client the space where the conversation flows and things are appearing, and it looks like very natural movement where you go deep, you go up, there is awareness and there is a presence and there is the grace. So moving together through the awareness and presence with the grace. The client-centered partnership means like it's the essence and agenda guide every client's agenda guide every conversation. So it's not me who is leading the conversation. My responsibility is the process. but client agenda leads the process, leads the content of the conversation. And it's super important for this. You have to embrace, we have to all embrace the trust to the client. And the last point is the integrity and trust, which will help us to, which helps us to build a safety where transformation naturally emerges. This is all about my MCC legacy project. And this is the thing I wanted to share with you about my coaching journey and MCC coaching. And it's kind of, for me, intersection of mastery, presence, and authentic human connection, which is very important for me also to be authentic and very human, which I consider as part of the professionalism of the MCC coach. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Vít. Thank you for sharing with us such a personal and unique work. I am always amazed by the abundance of beauty in what our coaches share and the abundance of a unique perspective and the fact that in these 30 minutes we share a perspective, but also you share yourself as a professional, as a human being. So thank you for being so open to share your journey. You actually talked about a lot of elements, dancing in a flow and the simplicity, minimalism. I would add that this is a curated process. It's not just something that comes overnight. And as you are demonstrating, you have been committed to work on that. And it's not just when we talk about simplicity, it's not just that we can take something off and that's it. Simplicity requires a very curated, consistent activity, like the commitment and the focus that you have given to your to allow your coaching to evolve. So thank you so much. Maybe I would stop the recording and we can share a bit, because today we have a lot of participants. We are 13 people, so it's beautiful that we can share a bit about what you have received from Vít presentation, and also the fact that some of you are beginning your journey in coach training, some of you are already advanced or certified. So there is a lot of sharing that we can offer to one another. So I'll close the recording.